Welcome my dear students for this session number 34. So in this session we are dealing with the topic that is the sample database. On this database where we are all going to perform the operations on this database. By using the simple filters you can go for PR command, head command, tail and also how to cut in a particular file or from your database. So we will look on all these commands in our today's session. So before going that, a small recap, that is in the previous session we dealt how to control these jobs by using these commands like BG command, FG command, so background, foreground and also to list out the jobs and how we can stop our current executing programs and also to kill the process. So we just saw about this, and next the AT and batch. So AT execution at one time and batch that is executed later, and also like cron command. So in order to run the jobs periodically and in order to store all those we will use the cron tab. We can create our own cron tab depending upon the system users. Okay, so when you enter into a system as a system user you can create your own cron tab, and also the time, that is time command, which helps us to know what is the actual real system as well as the user's times which has been used in order to execute a particular process. So these are all the things which we have discussed in the previous session, and we will move on to the today's class with using the sample database. Before doing on here all types of filters, here we will be knowing about the sample database. Why this is necessary? This is used because we have used this database in our further examples in order to show the filter commands. So how to filter out by using those commands as we shown in the previous slide, like PR command, head command, tail command, many commands are all run on this particular database. So here the advanced one and text editing and shell programming are all done with the reference for this file called emp first. Okay, so let's have an idea to have a close look to this in order to understand the organization of this database. So here you can see this is the employee ID, this is your first name and the second name. So this is your designation. So next this is the department in which you are working and the date of joining as well as your salary. So the all these are all organized in one single simple database. So this is actually a text file which has been designed in a fixed format and containing a personal details of the employees. So you can check it out. There are 15 lines in the file. So 15 lines which has 6 fields. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fields which has been which has been separated by a one delimiter, that is pipe symbol, isn't it? The database of an employee are stored in online. Online you can get this file emp first. Okay, so a person who is identified by his emp id by the fields, you can check it out. These are all your emp id and also their name along with their designation, department, date of birth and it's your salary. Okay, so here it has been depicted in the same order. So you will be using these files in order to execute your some of the filter commands. Okay, next coming on to the PR, that is paginating files. We call it as paginating files. In our Unix, the PR command, which is used in order to prepare a file for a printing by adding suitable header footers, and also some formatted text. Why this PR command is used? In order to just give some headers and footers, or even for some formatted text can be added onto your file. Okay, so syntax is PR, that is options file name. So here for example, $PR department1.lst. So here first you can check it out. This is what is our output which has been given out. These 6 lines are original content of department 1 shown in section 5 font. See here some blank files also view over here. So what is this? Actually your PR command will add 5 lines of margin at the top and 5 lines at the bottom. The header here, which is showing, see here the header which shows the date and time, the date and the time of the last modification of the file along with your file name and your page number. You can see here. Okay, so this is how it will just adds up the headers, footers onto your particular file. So coming on to the options of this PR command, where PRs minus K should be in an integer part, okay, which prints in K columns. If at all, if any program outputs a series of 20 numbers means one each line, then option can make a good use of the screens of empty spaces. So here there will be so many empty spaces. In order to use those empty spaces, we can use our minus K, where PR is filtered, where it makes you the input from the standard output of another program and lets you to display it on minus T, showing the option once again in order to suppress the headers and footers. You can check it out. K dot out where piped with PR minus T minus 5. So it is telling like K, this is nothing but your K, where K is an integer. You have said it is 5. See here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns it has been given. And minus T in order to suppress the headers and footers. I don't want any headers and footers to be displayed. So you can go for this. If you are not using minus T, means what it will happen? Once again, you can have your header of your own choice by using minus H. So this option will gives you. So there are some more options like you can find very useful. So here minus D, minus N, minus ON. See here, to double the paces input reduces clutter. To provide minus N4 to provide number of lines which helps in debugging the code, and minus ON, that is offsets lines by n spaces, increases the left margin of page. So you can combine these various options in order to produce just the format you need. You can use like whichever the format which you want, you can combine those things into a one single. So PR minus T minus N minus D minus O. I have joined all the things and executed on a file DPT first. So what it is displayed, see, this is our page number, this is our line number, and this is what all the like things which we wanted. Okay, so department along with that IDs are all there. So here you can have this as your like whichever the desired output you want, based on that you can have it. Once again, there are some more options like minus version, that is to print the version number of the command and help in order to help about the command which you want. So next, coming on to the plus symbol. So this will help you to print from specific page number, and also minus L which sets the page length. So if you want to know about the page length and all, so you can set it by using this option. So PR plus 10 chap 1. So this is my file where I am telling paginate plus 10. So it should start from where? It should start the printing from the page 10. So next example, here you can see PR minus L 54 chap 1. So where it is telling that the page length set to 54 lines. Okay. Next is our head command. So what is this head command? Once again, it is one more filter which we are using in order to display the beginning of the file. So the head command, as the name implies, you are printing the top n numbers of data of the given input. Whatever the input you have given, if you want to display the top 10 n numbers, in order to display, so you can use this head command. So by default, if you are not mentioning means, automatically it will take 10 lines as a specified files. Okay. So syntax is, see here, head option file. So example, head, whatever the file which you want to give, you just simply you give it, automatically it shows first 10 lines. You are not imposed any condition over there, isn't it? For that reason, what it will do? It will show the top 10 lines. Okay. If more than one file which you want to give means, then each file, here the file name is provided, then what it will do? The data from each file is preceded by its file name. So it will display along with its file name. Okay. You can use the minus n option in order to specify a line count and display. So you can use the minus option also. Over here you are mentioning, see this example, head minus n, that is you are telling minus n line count you are giving, that is once again 3. Here you are mentioning the number and file you have passed. So here what it will do? It will just displays only the 3 lines. Okay, that too the starting 3 lines of your EMP file. Next command is tail. So in order to display the end of a file, it acts like a vice versa or the opposite of your head. Head was used in order to display the top n numbers in the file, but here the tail command is used in order to print the last n numbers of the data given input. So once again here by default it prints the last 10 lines of the specified files. Syntax is this tail option, whatever the file name which you want to give, you can pass it through arguments. If more than one file name is there, here also condition is taken. If more than one file name is there, means it should be provided with the data from each file. So each file data will be represented or preceded by its file name. So before printing the data, it will be preceded with its file name. Okay. So this is our example where we are telling tail minus n, only 3 numbers we want EMP list. So here use the tail minus 3. So in order to display the bottom of 3 of the file. You can also address lines from the beginning of the file instead of the end. So here in you can see, so monitoring file growth minus f. So what is the use of this minus f? In order to monitor the growth of these files, to just view the latest messages. So in many Unix programs, what the scenario will be like, you will be keep on writing the system's log files as soon as they are running. So here the operating system will be keep on updating the things on your system logs file. So system administrator actually needs to monitor this in order to know the size of the file. So in order to view the latest messages, he will be keep on checking it. What will be the size of the file. So in that time, what we can do is, see, a command can be thrown in order to know what is the size of it. So tail -f command, which is monitoring the file growth. Oracle app, Oracle product 8 install.log. So we are talking about install.log. So this is how you can monitor the installation of the Oracle. You are talking about installation of the Oracle by watching the growth of what? Growth of this file, that is install.log from another terminal. If this is running, means I can watch this file by another terminal running this command. Okay, so this is how you can monitor it. The prompt actually does not return even the work is over. So why this is? Because with this option you have to use the interrupt key in order to abort the process and exit to the shell. So you are using this one -f option, so it won't get it won't exit from its normal condition. So what you have to do? You have to press an interrupt key in order to abort your process, and it has to come back to your shell. Okay. So one more option. So extracting bytes rather than lines. So instead of lines, we are just extracting bytes. For that, -c option, which will helps you, followed by a positive or a negative integer depending on whether the extraction is performed relative to the beginning or end of the file. It depends on whether you have started the extraction beginning or at the beginning or at the end of the file. You can see tail -c -512, that is the file name. So this is how you can give it, either it is at the beginning or it is at the ending of the file. So next command we are going to deal with cut option. So slitting a file vertically. So what is this cut? The cut command in Unix is a command which is used for cutting out the sections from each line of files, writing the result to the standard output. So whichever the part which you want to cut and to display, you can use this cut command. It can be used to cut parts of a line by byte position, character and a field. So in whichever fashion you want, like whether it is a line, byte or a character, or even you can cut a particular field. Basically, our cut command slices a line and extracts this text. So whatever the text which you want, for that it will cut the particular lines. So it is necessary to specify the option with the command, otherwise it may lead to an error. Okay. So the features of the command, that is cut command, will be known in this example. See here. We have given head -n5 emp list. See here, first we will execute this command. So afterwards we will look into this portion. So head -n5. So what it is telling, you have to list out the top 5 lines of the file emp. Yes, it has been listed out. Next you are using a pipe command. After that you say TEE short list. So what is this TEE? Here it is telling that you have to display it on the output, as well as you have to write it in a file, or you have to save it in a file called short list. Okay, that is the TEE command fantasy. Okay, next we will look into the cut option. So cutting option, here we will use -c option here to extract a particular column, okay, with a list of column numbers delimited by comma. So you have used the comma for the as a delimiter. So based on that, ranges are given by using the hyphens. Using hyphens, the ranges are displayed. So this is how we extract the name and as well as the designation from our shortlist file. See, check here, this is our shortlist file. Shortlist file will further used in order to give the cut option, to give the demo of the cut option. See here, this is our actual output of the shortlist. If we display cat shortlist, then you will get the output like this. So you are just using the cut command to cut the name as well as the designation. Okay, so we will see here, see cut minus C from where? From 6th column to up to where? 22, and we don't want any space. Okay, so that's why 23 is missing. We don't want delimiter over there. So 23 is missing, and we will tell 24 to 32. What is the parameter or the file name which you are giving? That is shortlist. Okay, so this is how after executing this command, so what you will get it? You will get the output as here as a name as well as the designation of a particular person. Okay, summing up today's session, we have just seen the sample database and also some of the filters. The filters will be continued for the next session also, but still in this session we have just seen what is the PR for printing, okay, and also for head, tail, and how to cut the data from your file. Okay, these are all the references which I have referred. Okay, so thank you.